You know, see another former Sporting KC player though at left back, and Amadou Dia, recently signed by the team. There's another few names here. Sean Wright Phillips is a very recognizable name out of this team, but obviously it's really about how Drogba and Jason Johnson and AJ Gray can link up front.
All right, switching to the other side, the Swope Park Rangers. A lot of changes from the most recent lineup, but still a strong starting 11 for the home side.
Yeah, quite a few loanees from Sporting KC. You see Adrian Zendejas in goal, Jidic, Tyler Pasha, and Kevin Oliveira just returned from Cape Verde national team duty for the first time, so he'll be looking to hit the ground running back with the Rangers today.
All right, we'll take a timeout. When we come back, it's the...
Yeah, there's not many coaches in the USL that can say they have Didier Drogba and Sean Wright Phillips in their starting lineups and a talent like Omar Bravo available off the bench. So, you know, he has a lot of tools at his disposal, and they should be set for a pretty successful season.
See Drogba there. I think at 39 years old, people might say, what's this guy really have left? Well, he made his debut last weekend. He's played one game, and he has 1 goal and 1 assist. So I think it's fair to say he's past his prime, but I think it also looks like he still has a little bit left in the tank as well.
Yeah, he truly was a difference maker last week. You know, he scored the first goal and ended up setting up the game-winning goal. So he's not a player that's just here to pick up a paycheck. He's certainly here to score some goals and continue doing what he's always done.
You know, he's got some talent. We'll see where his fitness level is throughout the match, and we are underway here in Kansas City, Missouri. Swope Park Rangers, I mentioned, have won 9 of their last 10 home games. In the month of June, they have a draw at undefeated San Antonio and then a home win last week, so 2 games this month. And they have 4 points, so pretty good momentum at the moment for the home side.
Yeah, they went through a bit of a spell without winning. Ended that last week against Tulsa at home in a game that looked, for all intents and purposes, like it was going to end in a draw, but Mark Anthony Gonzalez popped up off the bench to bag a brace in stoppage time. So I think that was something that was really needed for this team to kind of get back in the win column and pick up some momentum again.
Nice defense there by Pasher, intercepting an ambitious ball forward. And you mentioned lots of familiar faces here for Phoenix, not just Drogba, but Omar Bravo, who played for Sporting Kansas City in 2011, also just a legend for the Mexican national team down in Guadalajara as well. And then Amadou Dia gets the start, and he also made his debut last week for Phoenix and got an assist on the Drogba goal, so he's a guy very familiar to Sporting KC fans. So it's not just the big names. We have some other familiar faces as well for the visitors. Nice passing here. Long-range shot is deflected. Oliveira took a crack from distance there, and here's Drogba with it now. Off of Swope Park Rangers. Off of Mar, and that'll stay with the visitors here.
I see Mar
I
playing.
thought it was. Okay, yeah, there we go. I was going to say.
I was going to say you see Mar playing in a more unfamiliar position at right back. He's predominantly a left-footed player. He did play right back in the away game at San Antonio a few weeks ago, where the Rangers held one of the best teams in the league scoreless at home. So while it might not be his favorite position, he certainly deputized well there before him, and that's a good first challenge against Drogba earlier there.
I think what that experience must be for a guy like Mar. You know, he's here obviously trying to make a name for himself, establish that career, and there he's marking up on Drogba in the first 3 minutes of the game.
Yeah, he's a local guy too. He's from Joplin, Missouri. Played for St. Louis FC the last couple seasons in the USL. I went to Missouri State. So he's definitely a local guy. People around here can kind of root for and support. So it's nice to see him get the chance to play against one of the world's greatest players over the last 20 years or so.
Musa with it here in the center of the park, now playing it across to Oliveira. A little bit of pressure, but he's able to easily keep possession. Long ball forward by Oliveira. Goalkeeper quickly off his line, though, to make a stop. And Oliveira, a guy that's been a really big addition, getting him back for Swope Park.
Yeah, unfortunately, his 2016 season was curtailed with a torn ACL in June, and he was able to make his comeback in April. So I think that was a long time coming. You know, he worked very hard during the offseason, stuck around Kansas City for the most part. And it looks like all his work's paying off now. You know, he got his first call up to the Cape Verde national team a few weeks ago. Traveled back home to Cape Verde for a game against Uganda. He didn't get to play, but I'm sure that was a wonderful experience for him.
Nice challenge by Didic against Drogba, but the possession stays with the visitors. Now it'll be a roll out there for Swope Park Rangers. And Oliveira guy, 2 goals, 1 assist. Do you feel like he's kind of back to where he was before the injury? Do you feel like he's at 100% at this point?
I wouldn't say so. I think if you talk to him, he would tell you that there's more in the tank for him to give. You know, after being out for as long as he is, it's pretty much a 9-month injury. It's going to take more than a couple games to really get back in the swing of things. And while he's showing flashes, I think he definitely will feel like there's a lot more to give.
We're in the 5th minute. The Rangers with pretty much all the possession here in the opening moments of the match. As always, first goal could be huge, and you'd have to expect Swope Park would score at some point here today. Phoenix string, and not one you'd want to brag about, 20 straight matches in all competitions without a clean sheet. Now, on the other side, Swope Park Rangers, very good defensively. They have 5 matches in a row now with either 0 or 1 goals allowed. So definitely a little bit of contrasted styles here today.
Yeah, and I think you saw almost Phoenix's issues in the last game between the two sides in terms of keeping a clean sheet. They were 4-0 up in the 79th minute, and it should have been a game they should have been able to see out, and instead allowed the Rangers back into it and only ended up scraping a 4-3 win.
Liam Doyle there with the foul called against Drogba, and Drogba went down pretty hard, and he's limping here after the play. Let's take a look. It looked like probably a good call, but I didn't see anything malicious here.
No, Drogba just nicks it right in front of Doyle. Doyle's just a little bit late, but nothing malicious.
It looks like Drogba will be able to continue, but still moving gingerly, kind of bending those knees. Ball rolls harmlessly there to Zendejas in the box. 20 straight games without a clean sheet. That's almost hard to do, you know, when you think about it.
I think at that point, once it gets to that long a streak of games, I think it ends up becoming a mental issue. And, you know, even if you are seeing out a 3-0 win, you end up conceding in the 85th. Things like that just tend to happen when you're in the midst of a streak like that. So I think for Phoenix, once they get one, they'll probably get quite a few more. But as of right now, you know, they've really struggled defensively.
G-Ditch overhits that, and it flies into the bleachers on the far side of the field. Possession goes back to the visitors. Said, Swope Park Rangers comes in with some good momentum. Those 2 goals by Mark-Anthony Gonzalez in stoppage time. What a dramatic and exciting way for them to win, and then a good result the game before against San Antonio. So even though they're playing against a quality Phoenix side here today, I think Swope Park Rangers enter with all sorts of confidence. Plus, on top of that, they've been so good here at home. And they're off to a pretty good start here in this match in the opening minutes.
Absolutely, and even when the results haven't necessarily been going their way, the performances have always been excellent. You know, a big focus this year with this team was to get them truly playing like Sporting Kansas City and have the same exact system as 4-3-3, so players can move up and move down very interchangeably. And I think we've seen a lot of that this year. We've seen a lot of the same system being implemented. So even while certain results might not have gone their way, I think the performances have all been very encouraging.
We saw a minute ago Doyle with that physical challenge on Drogba, and I think we both agreed nothing malicious there. But 2 games between these 2 teams in their history, and there's been 3 red cards and 9 yellow cards in those 2 games. Do you think there is a little chippiness or potential rivalry here between these 2?
There's always a potential for that. I think the game last year in July of 2016, when Phoenix Rising was still named Arizona United, that was truly a chippy physical game. There's 2 red cards in that one. But the earlier game this year, the red card that happened in that game was a denial of a goal-scoring opportunity. It wasn't a malicious challenge. There weren't too many dangerous plays in that one. So we'll see how it plays out today. But there certainly was quite a bit of contention in the game in 2016.
Cohen gets a second effort and finally gets it away from his goal after kind of an interesting initial kick. And now ball played through, some contact there, and a foul is called. And there's another yellow just outside the area, I believe. That is where it's given. It'll be a very dangerous spot for a free kick for Phoenix Rising.
You see Sean Wright Phillips using his pace to get in behind Liam Doyle. Just gets caught wrong side and goes to ground.
Second time he's been involved in a physical challenge here in just the first few minutes of the match. Let's take another look.
See his foot just goes from underneath him. It's more of a slip than anything. It's a bit unfortunate, but it's certainly a foul, and with the position Wright Phillips was in, it's definitely a yellow card.
Drogba already setting up, and he's the only man there. I guess not a surprise that he'll probably be taking this one for Phoenix.
We've seen him put quite a few into the top corner in his career from this distance.
All right, what do you do if you're Zendejas here? Is he setting up the wall defensively, and where do you think he needs to position himself?
I think you have to trust your wall to do its job. You let the wall cover the near post, and you focus on the far post. Drogba has this technique, and he has a way to make the ball knuckle. And I think you've seen many of his free kicks kind of end up on the keeper's side, but still have too much pace and swerve to deceive the goalkeeper and end up in the net. So Zendejas will certainly have to keep his wits about him here.
Maybe for Swope Park, you hope he's maybe even a little too close, just outside the area. See what he can do with this one, the former Chelsea great. Takes his shot, but right at the keeper. Sure feels like he could have done better with that, but maybe a little bit of rust. Take another look, because it was scary moments for Swope Park Rangers, but fortunately Drogba puts it right at the keeper.
You see that technique again as he kind of side foots through the ball and gets that dip on it, but Zendejas doesn't waver, holds his position, and it's a simple save in the end.
Drogba certainly less than his best potential there, but I'm sure we'll see some moments of brilliance from him here today. The Swope Park Rangers really had the ball almost the whole first 5 minutes, but Phoenix has started to assert themselves a little bit more here the last 5.
That's always the danger playing this possession-oriented system that the Swope Park Rangers and Sporting Kansas City plays, is when you do lose the ball, you end up a little bit exposed. Your defense always needs to be very tuned in.
Swope Park loses it here, but lots of blue jerseys able to get back in recovery, and now they look to attack the other way.
It's a good challenge from James Musa. That's what he's in there for. Doesn't only hold possession well, but he's also in there to destroy any potential counter-attack, and that's exactly what he did there.
Able to leap over that pass across, and now Swope Park Rangers trying to work it up the field. Doyle with the long ball played forward, but right to the defense there for Phoenix. He able to clear it up the field. Here's Oliveira for Swope Park, trying to chip it forward. And decent idea there, but unfortunately not much pace behind that shot by Mulatto. I think he was trying to just chip it towards goal.
Well, if there's two players on the Swope Park Rangers team that can really link up well in tight spaces, it is Kevin Oliveira and Libo Mulatto. Both very technical and quick players. I don't think that's the last time we'll see them link up like that in this game.
Here for the home side. Now over to Pasher. Trying to work around the defense. Nice touch by Pasher. What can he do with it now? Oliveira with a shot that's blocked. Still possession with the Rangers. Looking for the first goal of this match.
That was just a quick example there of Tyler Pasher's pace. He's such a quick player. He can really knock it around almost anybody in this league and always find himself on the other side of it.
Are unable to keep it inbounds. It'll go back to the visitors from Phoenix. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there watching. And the Swope Park Rangers had a heck of a special today for the fathers. Hopefully, and we have a good crowd filing in here still. Hopefully there was a lot of dads able to take advantage of it. It was all you can eat up to halftime. Hot dogs and hamburgers and soda, and then a couple free beers as well, and a game ticket for $22. A great deal in celebration of Father's Day by Swope Park Rangers. And really just a gorgeous day for soccer to be a spectator. About 80 degrees, nice cool breeze from the north. And hope all the dads out there, if they didn't get to come to the game today, hopefully you're having a great Father's Day, spending some good time with your family.
Yeah, you couldn't really ask for a better day to play some soccer. I think the storm here last night sort of cooled off the temperature and lowered the humidity a bit, so it's a lot breezier, a lot nicer to pass the ball around and be able to catch your breath than it would have been yesterday.
Over the defense, but even with the speed, Pasher unable to catch up with that one. Just hit a bit too firm.
You can't catch everything.
Right.
Sometimes you think you can, but he can't.
I don't think Usain Bolt could have cut that one. I think it was just a little too far. But a good idea there for Swope Park.
I think those balls over the top will always be on with the pace of Pasher and Belmar and Selbol. All very, very pacey players. I think if Phoenix does continue to play somewhat of a high line, there'll always be those spaces in behind.
Oliveira again, he's flashed a few times in the opening moments. It might be a chance for Swope Park Rangers, but eventually cleared out by the visitors. Got to be a foul there, and it is.
It's a good hustle from Belmar. Looked for, very much looked as he was going to lose the ball, but hustles to stay with it, uses his strength, wins a foul.
So here Phoenix definitely willing just to sit back. They're not applying a lot of pressure here in the opening moments in the match, and possession has been almost all with the Rangers here in the early going.
You know, this is what you see with the Swope Park Rangers and Sporting Kansas City, the way these two teams play. They end up pinning back their opponents so far that it's difficult for Phoenix to get out sometimes. You know, there's many teams that don't really want to defend this deep, but when it comes down to it, don't have much of a choice with the quality of possession the Rangers are keeping.
Well, then that gets to the same issue that Sporting has to deal with from time to time, is how do you break down a team with that many players back defending? And Swope Park Rangers has not been able to do that yet, but that still seems to be the challenge if they're going to get Phoenix to come out of that shell.
It's always the challenge.
Oliveira has a chance to be one of those playmakers. Swope Park is to find a goal, and like I said, Phoenix has been allowing goals every single match. Ball still in play, and now it rolls over the end line. Who's it going to go to? And it's going to be a goal kick. I think Selbol thought it was off the defender, but instead possession goes to Phoenix.
Tough to see from where we're at, but take a look at this replay.
Yeah, it's close. I think Selbol got the last touch on it.
Jason Johnson gets back well as for a left winger to track back that far is good defending, and may have got a slight touch, but it does look like Selbol did get the final contact on the ball.
Swope Park now just content to keep possession, not really hurrying it up the field here. Drogba there lingering on the edge of the center circle, always going to be a threat if it's one bad pass. And we see him just kind of walking right now. If it's intercepted, he'll take off and look for that long ball over the top for sure.
I think he's a smart 39-year-old. I think he knows what his body can handle. He's not going to expend too much energy on pressing. He's going to save most of that for when his side wins the ball back.
Contact there, and a foul is called. Pretty dangerous spot, and hopefully this won't be a serious injury to Selbol, who we just saw a minute ago on the end line. He went down clutching that left leg, but looks like he's going to be okay.
Yeah, Dia just a fraction late to the ball, thought he was going to win it. Selbol has that sort of deceptive pace. You're not sure he's going to get there, and the last second he has that little burst. It's definitely chopped down by Dia.
Drogba with that size has tracked back now for this free kick. He will be for certain a factor in these on both ends of the field, but by far the biggest man on the field. Kevin Oliveira to take this for Swope Park Rangers. Plays it short. Blast towards goal, but well wide of target, and it was curving the wrong way. That was Doyle, as Oliveira left it for him, and Doyle hit it well, but went very far wide of the goalpost.
Yeah, both Doyle and Jidic, actually, for two center backs, have quite impressive shots on them. Doyle with his left, Jidic usually with his right, but that one's never really troubling Josh Cohen and the Phoenix goal. It's always curious when you're able to whip a ball into the box with all your forwards up there and you decide to let your center back take a crack from 30 yards.
Sounds like a nice way of saying you didn't really like that decision is what I just heard, but that's okay.
I never
I'm kind of the
said
same. Well, I'll say that as a fan, I'm not a big fan of the short corners or the short free kicks. I feel like, and I'm sure there's some statistical reasons to say you should do them, but I just, yeah, you always like the chance of just putting the ball into a dangerous spot, 15, 20 feet in front of goal and see what might happen. Now, that being said, I think Doyle has a heck of a leg on him, so if he gets a hold of that one and could actually put it on target, that it seriously could have challenged the keeper. So you certainly see what coaching staff is thinking with that. Drogba was unable to get on the receiving end. You see a little frustration from him as he hasn't had the ball near him much here in the first 20 minutes, but it was close at that point. He was unable to bring it down, though.
It's two big bodies he's up against in Jidic and Doyle. It won't be easy going for Drogba. He won't be able to walk in here and think he's going to dominate these center backs there. Big, physical, imposing figures, both of them.
Good to see Amadou Dia doing well also here, as he's obviously had some great times here in his limited duty with Sporting KC, but got to make his debut for Phoenix last week, and as I mentioned earlier, got an assist. So good kid, and hopefully I think all the Sporting fans would hope he does well, and it's nice to see him out here today also.
Yeah, he had a handful of appearances with the Rangers last year on loan, shortly before he was traded to the Montreal Impact in exchange for Cameron Porter. And actually, funnily enough, one of those games was against Phoenix Rising, or then known as Arizona United. And he actually drew a red card for former Arizona United midfielder Mateus Silva, who struck Dia in the face in an off-the-ball altercation. So it's funny how the world sort of comes around and Dia ends up playing for that team a year later.
He is now with the ball on the near sideline, playing it back to the middle. Now Phoenix maybe going to get a little possession. They haven't had much of that here in the first 20 minutes of the match. But quickly, right as I say that, they turn it over. Drogba looked like he committed a foul, but the referee says play on. Oliveira goes down, and then the call is given. Be a pretty good spot for Swope Park Rangers for a free kick.
You see a bit of frustration bubbling over for Phoenix, flying into a few challenges, some of them with a bit of unnecessary force.
Yeah, Drogba definitely should have been called for a foul there. Referee said play on. And then a second foul just moments later here is Oliveira looking to put the ball into a dangerous spot, and he's taken down. Just a little bit of a clip of the feet there.
I think this is what happens when you chase a game for the first 20 minutes. You get a bit frustrated and you start looking for more sinister ways to stop your opponents from advancing on goal.
The fans in the zoo giving it to Josh Cohen, the goalkeeper. See if he can keep his focus here on this one. Doyle again could have a crack. He's over this, as well as Pedman Oliveira. I don't think they're telling him Happy Father's Day, if I was guessing. Well, let's see what the Rangers will do here. It's Oliveira playing it to Selbel, sending it across. Good ball, but no one there on the receiving end for the Rangers, just white jerseys. Seemed like a pretty well-designed play for the Rangers, but they didn't have any runners on the receiving end.
Yeah, I think that one was a bit better constructed than the last free kick where Doyle struck it wide. So I think it's a decent cross from Selbel, actually. It's just unfortunate he has no teammates gambling and making that near post run.
No score, 23rd minute here at Swope Soccer Village. Swope Park Rangers and Phoenix Rising FC. Nice touch there by Selbel. Maybe a push in the back, but instead it rolls over the end line. It'll be a corner kick coming up for the Rangers. Let's take a second look real quick at the free kick from a moment ago. And a pretty good idea here for the home side.
It's one of those where the pass from Oliveira has to be executed perfectly. Selbel's touch has to be perfect as well for it to have any chance of succeeding. Both those things happen, but unfortunately nobody on the end of it.
All right, third set piece opportunity in the last few minutes. Again, played short by the Rangers. Omar sending it into the box. It's headed out, and Phoenix able to alleviate the pressure, at least momentarily. Now can they create the other way? Rangers good defensively, and now that'll slow down any potential Phoenix break.
You see what the Rangers were trying there in that last play. Just change the angle of the corner, try to find Jidic with his size advantage at the far post, but it's good defending from J.J. Greer.
Duke playing it to the far sideline. Nice ball through to Pasher in the area, sending it across. Ball is tapped and just wide of goal. Looks like they've maybe awarded a penalty here. It is. A foul in the box, and it'll be a penalty kick for the home side.
I just praised J.J. Greer for good defending on that previous set piece. But I think he's the one who's been called for this foul on Maloto.
He almost found the back of the net despite the foul. And yeah, you can see right away, screaming for a penalty kick, and it is given.
It's difficult to see. Maybe he gets a small touch on the ball, but he comes right from behind. Takes out Maloto, who was looking to finish at the near post. It's definitely a penalty.
It did not look like a dive at all. And now that situation that no goalkeeper likes to be in. One-on-one against a penalty kick, and in this case, maybe even a little worse, setting up here right in front of the zoo. It's going to be right in his ear. Can Josh Cohen stand tall and keep this game 0-0?
And Kevin Oliveira did score a penalty in the last game between these two sides on Josh Cohen. So we'll see if that plays any part in the mind games here.
Cohen right now not giving anything away, standing tall in the center of the net. There's the whistle. Here comes Oliveira. Hammers it, and he gets it in the back of the net. 1-0 Swope Park Rangers. Goalkeeper guessed wrong. I guess if you're in that position, you have to commit one way or the other, but Josh Cohen picked the wrong corner, and Oliveira buried it.
Emphatic penalty from Oliveira. Picked his spot, didn't hesitate.
Once again,
sends Cohen the wrong way and finds that right side corner. It's a very confident penalty from Oliveira.
Streak continues for Phoenix, now 21 games in all competitions without a clean sheet. Let's see if they come out of their shell a little bit more, as now they're going to have to chase this game. They certainly have some offensive weapons, so it should make things more exciting, but it could also play into the hands of Swope Park Rangers, as now Phoenix not going to be able to just sit back and defend, which they've done most of the first half.
I think Oliveira wishes he could play Phoenix every week. It's 3 goals in 2 games against him now. He didn't play in the draw, the 1-1 draw at Peoria Sports Stadium last year, so.
And now 3 goals on the season for Oliveira, and like you said, he didn't come back till mid-April, so maybe still working his way back to 100%, but putting up some stats in the score sheet, so he's got to feel good about that as well, and he's been a guy that's definitely flashed here in the first half.
I think that's really what the Rangers starters deserved. They've been the most imposing team. They've kept better possession, have created more chances. And I'm not sure Zendejas has really had much to do aside from save that Drogba free kick that was right at him. So I think that taking the lead is no more than the Rangers deserve so far.
Now we see it right away. Phoenix is starting to get up the field and apply some pressure. Didn't take long for them to come out of that shell and start being a little more aggressive defensively.
But I think that suits the Swope Park Rangers. In this system they play, you know, it opens up so many more opportunities and channels to get forward when the opposition team is pressing high.
Selbel shoved in the back, but I guess it's the kind of shove that does go uncalled sometimes. Certainly some contact there, but no call by the referee.
I think when you're the size of a defender like Jordan Stewart, you're always going to get the benefit of the doubt. It's quite a mismatch between him and Selbel.
At the same time, that speed of Selbel could be a factor as Swope Park Rangers in search of that second goal. If he can get behind the defense, watch out. Smart by Zendejas, just kicking it out of a potentially dangerous situation. Now Phoenix getting possession back, but only for about a second as that pass forward mishit by the defense, and now it goes back to the home side on the throw-in.
Again, I think that shows you sort of the difference in approach from the two teams. The Rangers were under pressure there, and they worked the ball around from Pasha to Doyle back to Zendejas and were able to clear it. Whereas Phoenix maybe not quite as used to keeping the ball as the Rangers are. Belmar puts a little bit of pressure on Wakasa, and he plays it right out of play.
Double, nice first touch to keep possession. Now looking across the field, just a bit mishit, and unfortunately a bit too far. Looking for Belmar there on the far side. Soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, we encourage you to visit them online at nikesoccer.com. This was blown, and that's going to be an offside call. Goalkeeper taking it a bit out of position, and again, now the referee the ball is taken from the correct spot as we hit the half-hour mark. 1-0 Swope Park Rangers. Kevin Oliveira with the penalty kick in the 26th minute. The difference in this match thus far. Probably a fair result. It looked like a correct call on the penalty kick, and Swope Park Rangers has been the better side here in the first 30 minutes of the match.
Well, sometimes that's what it takes. If you're not scoring from open play, sometimes you just need that break. And it was a great ball from Pasha. It was a great run from Maloto to the near post, and it certainly was a penalty, but I think it's, as said earlier, it's no more than the Rangers deserve on the run of play.
Jason Johnson, a big physical specimen himself with a long-range shot there, but that went well off target.
I think that went out for a throw-in.
That is way off target then if it went out for a throw-in. You're right. And some size here for sure on the visitors. I mean, Diaz is a big guy himself, and then with Johnson and Drogba up top, there's definitely some targets. I know that Phoenix hasn't really had a chance other than the one Drogba free kick to get a lot of set-piece opportunities, but that could be a concern for Swope Park Rangers, and we may see it right here as the visitors have a chance to lob a ball here into the penalty area.
And Oliveira showing his frustration there, didn't really feel like that was a foul. It's the smallest of nudges. Kicks the ball away in frustration.
Sean Wright Phillips to take this free kick for Phoenix, and like I said, lots of targets on the receiving end for them. Not the least of which Didier Drogba there setting up right in the middle of the penalty area. We'll see if Phillips can connect with him. Ball struck towards the far post, headed back towards the middle, and it'll be no problem for the home side Swope Park Rangers. Be careful here though with the visitors applying pressure and just alleviating it. Now here's Oliveira. Can he create something on the offensive end? Played across. Good ideas and played forward to Sebel, but the goalkeeper Cohen quickly off his line.
It's a decent idea with the amount of fast bodies the Rangers have up front. And Sebel, Belmar, even Maloto to a point.
Now a chance for the Rangers into the penalty area, sent across. Again sent across, thought it would have been a shot, but instead a little unselfish play there by the home side. Now still with possession. Long range shot takes a deflection. Now Cohen off his line, and he'll control things. And for the visiting side, looked like a chance there for Swope Park Rangers, but they don't end up forcing a shot on goal. And fans, make sure you tune into the USL's weekly show on Sirius XM FC, Channel 85, Mondays at 8 p.m. Central Time for the latest news and information from around the league. Also, don't forget, Sirius XM FC will air the USL Game of the Week. Make sure to check out the website for dates and times. That stays with Swope Park Rangers. Oliveira takes it quickly. Here's some pressure by Phoenix, but played back.
think what's been encouraging this season too is you're sort of seeing the evolution of a few of these guys where this is their first year with the club. Guys like James Musa, guys like Liam Doyle, guys like Omar, who as the season's progressed have become more and more comfortable in possession, start understanding their roles more and more. It's been a fun thing to watch as the season goes on.
We talked a little bit, Patrick, about this home streak. Swope Park Rangers have won 9 of their last 10 home games. If they can keep this lead, it will be 10 of 11. And we've seen a lot of stats in Major League Soccer about how tough it is to go on the road and get a result. The stats for Swope Park would play out that there's a similar trend in USL. Do you feel like it's equally as tough to go on the road and come away with a draw or the full 3 points?
I think obviously it's a different environment going from Children's Mercy Park to Swope Soccer Village, but Kansas City's a difficult place to play in general. The conditions here in the summer are very difficult for visiting teams. Maybe aren't used to the heat and humidity that these players train in day in and day out. I think that plays a huge role in both Swope Park Rangers and Sporting Kansas City having such impressive home streaks.
Big collision there in the midfield. No call is made, but an injured player down for Phoenix. Play on, here's Amadou Dia against 3 Swope Park Rangers defenders. Not good odds as he sends it across. Ball still up for grabs when the whistle finally does blow. You good, Bob?
It's a crunching challenge between Musa and AJ Gray.
Gray was the worst for this. Let's take another look.
Gray wins the ball. There's nothing really in it from Musa.
Rough landing, huh?
Yeah. It's just 2 big bodies coming together.
Swope Park Rangers still on the front foot. Can they get a second goal before the half and maybe end the suspense, at least for the moment? If they get a 2-0 lead, you'd feel really good about their chances here today. Also be interesting to see how long Drogba can go. Just his 2nd match here of the year. Even though it's a great day to be a spectator, it's a little warm here today with temperatures around 80 degrees. So we'll see how long Drogba can go and be effective in this match. Omar Bravo, former Sporting KC great and Mexican soccer legend, is on the bench, so may see him as well in the second half.
It's a hell of an option to have off the bench if you're a coach. You have Drogba starting, and once he gets tired, you look to your bench and you see Omar Bravo.
It could definitely be a worse situation, right?
I'm not sure many coaches in MLS have that sort of luxury.
Gidic with it now for Swope Park Rangers. And again, Phoenix, they applied some pressure immediately after the goal, but now just sitting back and really letting the home side possess the ball here. Nice pass there around Drogba. Now the Rangers moving forward. Here's Pasher on the far side. Duke playing it back to the middle. Oliveira with it. He'll take a shot well wide of goal, though. You can tell right when he got it, he wanted to put it towards the frame, but unfortunately his aim was off.
And that's what Oliveira does so well. He finds those pockets of space. He floats around just on top of the box, and no one really picks him up. And once he's able to get it out of his feet, he only really has one thing in mind. Just doesn't get his shot right.
He would normally do better with that. That was, he actually had a little bit of time to set up a well-off target with his shot.
I think he's found it a bit challenging to find those gaps in this first half. I think maybe it's one of those where when he finally felt like he had a yard of space, he rushed it a little bit.
Speaking of an off-target kick, Cohen there, the goal kick, puts it into the bleachers.
And that's the last thing you want if you're Phoenix, with the way the Rangers keep the ball. You're not going to see a lot of it, so once you win it, you need to keep it. Certainly don't want to give it away from a goal kick.
Gidic just going to play back to his keeper. And as you said a few minutes ago, hasn't really been tested much other than that one Drogba free kick early in the game.
It's probably been as quiet a day as he's had in a long time for Zendejas. I'm sure this Phoenix team will come out firing in the second half. They'll need to at some point.
Foul is given just on the other side of midfield. 39th minute here at Swope Soccer Village. 1-0 Swope Park Rangers over Phoenix Rising FC. Kevin Oliveira with a penalty kick in the 26th minute, the difference in this match. The Swope Park Rangers really has had almost all the possession so far. Omar going to take the throw in here as referee tells him he needs to move further down the field. Surveying his options here and sends a long ball towards Pasher at the far sideline. Offside flag is up. Oh, look at the skill there by Drogba, but lots of defenders around him. Unfortunately for Phoenix, just it's a bad numbers game on that opportunity. You see just in that little touch the skill Drogba still has.
You see Doyle was terrified to make a challenge on him once he was spun, knowing he's on a yellow card. Couldn't touch him.
Phoenix actually getting some possession here. A nice relief for that defense who's been backing up the whole half, and now here's Phillips. Oh, almost had a nice ball through. It was a good idea, but didn't work out at the end of the day. Now Dia with it on the near side. Working on Mar. Dia had an assist last week. Dangerous ball across. No one on the receiving end, though, and now cleared out by the Rangers. But not all the way cleared out. Ball dribbled in the box, but at the end of the day, it was a 1-on-3 opportunity. Now the Rangers look to create in the other direction. Keep up to date with the USL all season long by visiting the new USL-soccer.com for everything you need to know about the USL. Again, check it out online, USL-soccer.com.
In that previous play, that was some excellent defending from Jidic as Wright Phillips tried to slip a ball through to AJ Gray.
Drogba sprinting at the keeper, but nice confidence there by Zendejas. Didn't falter in the face of the living legend. Rangers just need to be careful here, and ball still in a dangerous spot, but played out there nicely by Jidic.
You know, that's what this coaching staff loves about Adrian Zendejas. For a young guy, he's only 21 years old. He has so much confidence and poise on the ball, and when he's commanding his area.
Asher was looking for Oliveira there in the center of the park, but his pass cut out. Now just about 4 minutes left here in the first half at Swope Soccer Village. Ooh, long ball flicked over the top. Flag stays down. Shot is deflected and goes wide of goal. The players for Phoenix screaming, thought it was an offside opportunity. But the flag did stay down. Let's take another look here. As Duke plays it forward, the ball was flicked off the head. Hard to tell from that angle, yeah.
Certainly looks offside from that angle, but credit to Belmar for staying with the play. Play to the whistle.
Good recovery defense by Phoenix. It was hard to tell from that angle, but it certainly looked like Belmar may have been offside. And good play by Josh Cohen, too, able to come out quick and make that initial stop.
I'm not sure what happened just here if they did decide to give an offside. Rangers never got the opportunity to take that corner.
Drogba lobbing it forward. Good defense there by Mar, but the ball's still in play. A little contact there, but the referee says play on. Great job there on the sideline, Mike. You can actually hear the push and hear the complaining by the players on the field, but probably a good no call there. We saw a similar situation on the other end earlier in the match.
Yeah, I think good on Nansel Selball for using his body there. He was shrugged out of the way by Jordan Stewart a little earlier in the game. There was no call for that, and now it's his turn to throw his body into AJ Gray, and rightfully, in my opinion, no call on there either.
Nice turn there. Now Dial with it for Phoenix. Looking for Drogba in the area. Swope Park needs to be careful defensively, and they are. The ball rolls over the end line. It'll be a corner kick for the visitors. It's like we're looking at about a minute of added time and still about 90 seconds before we get to that point. So
it was a dangerous piece of play from the Rangers there, trying to play their way out from inside their own area rather than just booting it clear.
All right, Drogba going to take this corner kick for Phoenix. Have to assume he'll put this in a very dangerous spot. Right in the middle, he does, but good defense there by the Rangers, able to clear that out of danger. There's Džidić again, who's had a good first half.
Yeah, I think as much of a positive as it is for Phoenix to have a guy like Drogba defending set pieces. You know, the Rangers have been relying on Džidić for over a year at this point. He's been doing that game in, game out.
Also in a dangerous spot, but no one in white for Phoenix. We approach the 45-minute mark, and again, there'll be about 1 minute of stoppage time added on here at the end of the first half. No one's got to be careful here. Ray playing it to the middle for Drogba. Džidić again, he's been in the right place the whole half. See Drogba, a little bit of frustration there.
I think Džidić has stood up well to the challenge tonight so far.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, we said that would be the matchup of the game. I'd say Džidić has been the better side of that matchup so far, at least through 45 minutes. Flag stays down. Can the Rangers get one more crack here before halftime? Oliveira makes a run in. Selbel trying to set up a shot. He goes down in the area. No foul is given. Only seconds left here in the first half. The Rangers need to move quickly if they're going to get another chance here. There is the halftime whistle. A bit of a disappointing ending for the Rangers as they were near the goal in the dying moments, but still overall a very productive first half. Good job defensively on Drogba, and then Swope Park Rangers controlling the possession, and they have the 1-0 lead at halftime.
Yeah, no, everyone was talking coming into this game about Drogba and Shaun Phillips and Omar Bravo and this kind of star-studded Phoenix Rising team, but the Rangers have more than held their own, took the lead, deservedly so. And it'll just be more of the same, I'm sure, for Nikola Popovic in the second half.
Should be an interesting second half. We know Omar Bravo on the bench. Will we see him working his way back to full fitness? Home side with the possession to start the second half and with that 1-0 lead. There's the whistle, and the second half is officially underway. Thanks so much for tuning in here, and again, happy Father's Day. The home side Swope Park Rangers has won 9 of their last 10 home games and will make it 10 out of 11 if they can hold this lead through the next 45 minutes. See if Phoenix makes any changes here. We mentioned the Mexican soccer legend Omar Bravo, former Sporting KC player, is on the bench here today, so perhaps we'll see him check into this match if Phoenix still finds themselves in need of a goal late. Referee says play on as there was some contact here. Now Phoenix working the other direction. Pretty good stuff there on the far side by Jason Johnson, who now goes down. Foul is called on Johnson on the far sideline.
It's good defending from the Rangers. This is what they need to do with the amount of dangerous players that Phoenix has in their offense. They need to double up and even triple up on them every now and then. Just force the ball away from them like what happened there. And Jason Johnson ends up getting frustrated and chops down Parker Moore from behind. It's an easy free kick.
We always know in soccer that first goal is so crucial, and I guess just slightly less than that would be the second goal. You know, who's going to get that, assuming there is one still to come in this match. Second goal, if it comes for the home side, would eliminate a lot of the suspense, at least the way this match has played out, with Phoenix having very little of the possession, very little good chances. Swope Park could score a second. You'd really like their chances, but on the other token, the way Phoenix is defending, if they can find a way to steal a goal on a set piece or a counterattack, they get out of a dangerous spot there. Now, if they can steal a goal, then you have to like their chances to find a way to close this out and come away with the result here today.
Yeah, I certainly don't think this game ends 1-0. I think as the half wears on, if Phoenix doesn't find a goal, they're going to throw more and more numbers forward, which opens up spaces for the Rangers. And we've seen in the past, this Rangers team can kill you on the counter-attack if you push too many numbers forward and leave too many gaps in the back, especially with guys like Cameron Iwasa and Marc-Anthony Gonzalez on the bench. If they can bring in their fresh legs with 20 minutes to go and Phoenix is pushing high, I think we'll see the Rangers creating quite a few opportunities on the break.
Again, Swope Park Rangers 71% possession in the first half. And they've had pretty much all the possession here in the opening moments of the second half as well. Swope Park Rangers for the moment content just to keep possession with that 1-goal lead, not necessarily in a rush to get it down and create an offensive chance, just keeping possession good enough for the moment.
And, you know, part of me is a bit surprised that Phoenix are lining up as relaxed as they were in the first half. They're really not pressing very high. They're allowing Musa and Doyle and Jidic and Duke to get on the ball without too much pressure on them. And you know, usually you talk about teams that play the way the Swope Park Rangers do. You know, the struggle is finding that first goal when teams are very content to sit in. But now that that goal has been found, usually you see the opposition team try to press forward and opens up a lot more gaps, and that just hasn't happened so far.
Yeah, it's interesting. It seemed like the 2 or 3 minutes after the goal, it seemed like Phoenix flipped a switch, and they were being more aggressive defensively, but then that went away, and now again in the second half, like you said, they've, again, come back and been content just sitting back and defending. Yeah, but to your point a minute ago, at some point they're going to have to go for this if they want to walk away with the result, because just sitting back and letting Swope Park Rangers have all the possession and have the lead, definitely not a great strategy, even if you're playing for a counterattack goal. In this case, Swope Park Rangers not even being forced to make any dangerous passes that could lead to turnovers. But that being said, a bad pass there, and possession does go back on the throw-in to Phoenix on the far sideline.
I think it's plays like that that's going to be what it takes to break through this Phoenix back line for a second time. It's going to be you need to move the ball quickly. It's going to be Kevin Oliveira, Libo Moloto. Those types of technical players are going to need to really step up and find some creative ways to break down this defense. There's going to be quick movements like that. Obviously, the pass was a little bit overhit, but it's encouraging.
Nice stuff here from Swope Park Rangers. Can they create a chance out of it? On the edge of the area, ball played back to Oliveira. Now Musa to the near side to Pasher. Swope Park Rangers, though, forced to retreat on this opportunity. A poor giveaway there. Could have been dangerous, but fortunately for the home side, they're able to get the ball back.
Leon Doyle very fortunate there. It'd be a very dangerous place to give up the ball. Just gets away with it with a strong challenge.
Better stuff there from Jidic on that. Now ball played back into space. He'll get it right back. Ooh, turnover there, I should say. And now Phoenix, can they make something happen? Here's Drogba. Being tugged at, he goes down, and there's the foul. Probably a fair call. As Drogba was working 1v3, 1v4, but some physical contact by the Swope Park Rangers defense, including pulling the jersey by Jidic. And take another look. You can see the tug there, no doubt about it.
It's one of those 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Drogba's got a big chunk of Jidic's jersey as well. I think Drogba's been waiting for that moment this whole game. Jidic has had a very strong game against Drogba so far. That's really his first mistake up against him. So see what Drogba can do with his free kick.
This is one of those moments you worry about if you're a Swope Park Rangers fan, that the talent still left in that aging body of Didier Drogba. You know he could pull something out in a moment like this and equalize what's really been a mismatch up to this point. Didn't do very well with his first free kick. We'll see if he does better here. Ball takes a deflection, rolls out. Drogba screaming at the referee. Needs to be careful here as see what the call is. Swope Park Rangers player goes down. Looks like he's grabbing his face. You hope this isn't some sort of head injury. I don't know if there was contact there or if the ball from Drogba struck him in the face.
Wonder if that's just one where the sheer power of Drogba's free kick is just taking a chunk out of Christian Duke here.
Let's take another look here and see if we can tell. Definitely did strike it well.
You can see what Phoenix are complaining about. It looks like there's a bit of an arm raise there. But it certainly strikes Duke in the face on his way through.
So more of not a physical body-to-body blow there, but more of a ball to the head sort of instant. Drogba did hit that one really well. But the fact that it was off Duke means it'll be a corner kick for the visitors. Saw Drogba take the corner kick in the first half. He'll be a target this time, though. Sean Wright Phillips going to take this one. Good service into a dangerous spot, but Zendejas right there to make the catch. Actually like that strategy better. Drogba great at serving the ball, but with his size, I think he makes an excellent target there. As Swope Park now looking to work quickly in the other direction. Here's Belmar dribbling through the defense. Belmar towards the edge of the box, still has it, goes down. There's some contact, but no call, no foul is given. Bad numbers game there is about a 2v6 for Swope Park Rangers, and Belmar eventually ran into the back line and wasn't able to keep going.
It's very positive running from Belmar, but once he approached that penalty area, there was just one too many Phoenix Rising white shirts there. I think it's the correct call. It's not a foul. It's one of those where the defender gets a touch on the ball and it's incidental contact, but I think it's going to take more moments like that as well, catching Phoenix when they're imbalanced.
Great dribbling, though, by Belmar as he started up near midfield and really made his way all the way down there to the penalty area. Take another look to see if this could have or should have been a foul. It didn't look like much.
I'm not
Belmar
sure.
Didn't really argue either, so.
Yeah, I'm not sure JJ Gregg does get a touch on the ball, but again, it's one of those. It's more incidental contact. It's more Belmar running into Greer than the other way around.
Contact there. No foul is given. Now the foul is given late. Looked like some little bit of pushing and shoving had been allowed to go pretty much the entire game by the referee, but she calls this one in a very dangerous spot for Phoenix, just outside the penalty area. And like I said, I think we'll see her in the replay. There was some contact, but we've seen contact like that be not called pretty much the whole game.
Yeah, Dave, I'm not sure about that one at all. I think that's just Tyler Pasher applying a bit of pressure. I think once AJ Gray realizes the ball's going to run out of play, he just takes a tumble, and fortunately for him, wins the side of dangerous free kick here.
All right, and Drogba this time back on the service end. He will not be a target on this. He'll be putting the ball probably right on the edge of the 6-yard box there. On the ground, Drogba sends it across, and a huge save by Zendejas. Good positional save and a nice set-piece opportunity there for Phoenix as Drogba put it into a great spot. But the shot on goal goes right at the Swope Park Rangers goalkeeper, who did a nice job getting down low to the ground quickly to make that stop.
That's a very well-worked free kick. All these Phoenix players know exactly what their movements are. It's well struck by Sean Wright Phillips, but Zendejas, that's an excellent job getting down low that quickly for a big guy like him. It's a very good save to be able to hold it as well and not cough up any rebounds.
One of the biggest moments in the match for Phoenix. Their best scoring chance of the match, but Sean Wright Phillips shot right at the goalkeeper, and like you said, Zendejas does a nice job getting down quickly to make the stop. Again, if you're just tuning in, difference in this match, Kevin Oliveira with a penalty kick goal in the 26th minute for Swope Park Rangers after I don't think it was a controversial call at all. I think the correct call was made as the penalty kick was awarded. Meloto earns the penalty kick in the penalty box as he was fouled. And then Oliveira sent the goalkeeper Cohen the wrong way. That's the difference in this match. But now could be different. Drogba with a chance. And oh, he's in the back of the net. Zendejas was out of position and Drogba made him pay. And Swope Park Rangers, after a completely dominant first 55 minutes of the match, find themselves on level terms at 1-1.
Just after singing Zendejas' praises, you see him there commit a cardinal sin of goalkeeping, takes too long on the ball, gets caught out, and this is what Drogba gives you. All he needs is one chance. Doesn't strike it with a lot of power, but he just picks out the inside of that post, and Zendejas has no chance getting down that low.
Oh man, you saw in the replay Zendejas just running to get back to the center of the goal right when the ball falls to Drogba, and Drogba was able to put it back the opposite direction from where Zendejas came from. So tough fortune there for Swope Park Rangers, and now we'll see if this game has another goal left in it. A huge strike and a great finish by the legend Didier Drogba. Ooh, foul called there on Belmar. Didn't seem like a lot of contact. He bangs the ball on his head. Some clear frustration there. And Drogba, after a pretty quiet game, all he needed was the ball to fall once to his foot with a little bit of space, and he made the home side Swope Park Rangers pay.
And that's what world-class players do to you. They can be quiet for 89 minutes, and all they need is that one moment to make a huge difference in a game.
Should be an exciting final half hour as we're on level terms here, 1-1, but if Swope Park Rangers can keep up the possession, have to think they would get a few more chances, but at the same time, that would also open them up for moments like this. Easy there for Zendejas, but a little contact there in the box. You're not used to seeing the goalkeeper contacted. See what the referee's going to call here as Jason Johnson bumped into Zendejas and then seemed to do it again. And no call is made.
That's a bit of petulance from Jason Johnson. The pass to him was overhit. He's a bit frustrated. Decides to take it out, running right through the back of Zendejas. Completely unnecessary.
Sometimes you'll see a forward, be a pest and get up in the goalkeeper's face or get in his path. You don't normally see contact like that.
No, I certainly would have been okay if the foul was called, even a yellow. I mean, it's completely unnecessary. Doesn't need to do it.
Park Rangers now need to try to recapture that momentum. Long ball played forward. Belmar's going to run under this. Numbers running into the box now for Belmar. Works around the defender. Sends the ball across. Takes a deflection and would be a corner kick for the Swope Park Rangers. Good stuff there by Belmar, able to win the set piece.
And those are the situations Belmar's always looking for, where he can square up his man one-on-one. He's always going to have the power and pace to get by almost any defender in this league. And he does, but once he gets doubled up, just can't quite get the cross in.
Swope Park Rangers find themselves tied 1-1, but have a chance here to potentially take the lead right back. Kevin Oliveira will take this corner kick. Referee says take a timeout. She's going to talk to some of the players here. She didn't like what she saw. Specifically talking to Drogba there from the Phoenix side of things. Looks like all is good between Musa and Drogba, and now we continue with the Oliveira corner kick. Good service, dangerous spot, but the ball's headed out. Can Swope Park keep it in? Pasher to Oliveira. Duke behind the defense, goes down, and another penalty is given. Ah, the Phoenix players cannot believe it. Referee Katja Koroleva tells them to leave her alone, but I'd say a controversial penalty kick. It did look like some contact, Patrick, but we'll have to take a look at the replay and see what we think here.
At least from our view, this is absolutely a penalty. Duke gets right in front of AJ Gray, beats him to the ball, gets position, and Gray runs right into the back of him. I mean, for me, there's no two ways about it. It's absolutely a penalty.
Gray, you can see just looking at the ball, and I think Duke did a great job of putting himself in a position to be fouled. I don't think Gray necessarily had the intention of doing that.
Sure, I think Gray is making a genuine attempt for the ball, but at the same time, that doesn't stop it from being a penalty.
All right, and now a chance for the Rangers to take the lead right back. The penalty kick right down the middle is good. Whereas Oliveira got the first one, Selbo gets this one. And what a brief lead for Phoenix Rising. Swope Park Rangers has reclaimed the lead. It's 2-1.
I actually like this move of having two different penalty takers in the same game. You see so many times when one player is called upon to take two penalties in the same game, they end up missing the second one. And here, you know, Josh Cohen has to guess with a completely different player this time, and Selbel once again makes no mistake, just like Oliveira in the first half.
Confident run up, moved pretty quickly, and sent the goalie the wrong way. That's 2 PKs and 2 goals for Swope Park Rangers, and the lead, I shouldn't say the lead, the Phoenix Rising had only tied the game. They've only been in an even position for 5 minutes, and right away the lead goes back to the home side, Swope Park Rangers. Long ball trying to test Zendejas, but he was in the right spot this time, and no danger there. That's got to be just a demoralizing blow there for the visitors.
Yeah, that was a bit audacious there from Drogba as well, trying to catch Zendejas out right from the kickoff. But no, I mean it's two clear penalty calls in my opinion. I think the Phoenix players can complain all they want, but quite frankly, I think they're both correct calls.
Selbel just taken out there, and again, the Phoenix players all over the referee. But that seemed like a clear-cut foul just a moment ago as well, as Selbel taken down from behind.
And I can understand the sentiment from Phoenix. They feel like they're hard done by. They feel like, you know, you can see 2 penalties in a game. You feel like the referee's out to get you, but if it's the correct call, it's the correct call. There's not really too much to argue about.
Well, I'm sure disappointing if you say we're losing this game and we've allowed, the only goals we've allowed are penalty kicks. The other team hasn't found the back of the net through the run of play, through a set piece, but I still say you look at the shots, you look at the possession, I think Swope Park Rangers have still been the better side tonight, even though both their goals are from the penalty spot.
No question about it. I think, you know, you see Phoenix, while they have come out a little bit more positive in the second half, the goal they did get was off a mistake from Adrian Zendejas. It wasn't a goal that they generated themselves. It was a very opportunistic finish from Drogba. But I think the Rangers are full value for their 2-1 lead.
Well, we're definitely seeing, if it's not a rivalry, we're definitely seeing this series between these two teams is full of excitement. This now the 3rd game in the matchup. We've seen 3 red cards. We've seen a couple penalty kicks. We've seen a lot of goals. So when these two teams match up, I don't know if you'd say there's bad blood, but you can tell it's 2 quality teams that seem to make for some exciting soccer. As now we'll have another yellow card as the referee trying to keep control of this match. So Mulatto going to be exiting this match for Swope Park Rangers, and Iwasa going to be coming on. First substitution of the match. Mulatto earned that penalty kick in the first half, so he leaves with still making a pretty big impact on this game.
It's a solid shift from Mulatto. He only just came back from a niggling injury last week, so this is his first start back from that. Iwasa came off the bench last week and scored an absolute stunner from distance to open the scoring against Tulsa, so he'll be looking for more of the same this time out.
Long free kick by Phoenix, put into the edge of the area, now headed out by Swope Park. Ball's going to roll harmlessly over the sideline. It'll be a throw-in opportunity for the visitors.
This actually isn't the first game between these two sides to include 2 penalties. In fact, each of the last 2 games, so each of the 3 games that these two sides have played has included 2 penalties.
It's crazy.
When the two sides met when Phoenix Rising was known as Arizona United, it was a pair of penalties and a 1-1 draw. Earlier this season, there was 2 penalties, one from Luke Rooney, and the other from Kevin Oliveira in the 4-3 win for Phoenix, and now it's 2 for Swope Park Rangers today. So
Drogba able to keep it in. Now Dia with the ball sent across, but headed out by the defense of Swope Park. And yeah, that game earlier this year was just a wild encounter as Phoenix took a 4-0 lead, and Swope Park Rangers nearly found an equalizer. They end up falling just short, but they come back from 4-0 down to take a 4-3 loss at Phoenix, but that was just a crazy game. Now a long ball played forward for Gray here on the near sideline. Can he keep it in? He barely does one-on-one against Pasher. Now trying to work past him. Ball sent across, looking for Drogba. Cleared out of danger, though. Game's starting to open up here. In the 67th minute, 2-1 Swope Park Rangers. We've seen 2 goals this half. Drogba got the equalizer for Phoenix in the 57th, but then in the 62nd minute, Selbel gets the penalty kick to put Swope Park Rangers back ahead. Here's Selbel again, dribbling towards the edge of the area. Sending it back now for Oliveira, but good defense there by Phoenix. I think Oliveira knew the defender was there lurking.
So you need a shout from your teammates. You need someone to tell you man on.
Pasher now. Thought he might send the ball across. Instead plays it back to Duke, the captain. All the way back to the keeper, Zendejas, who was beaten just about 10 minutes ago by Didier Drogba. Musa works around Drogba, gets it back, now plays it all the way back. Duke surveying his options, now plays it to Belmar. Back to Musa. Oliveira always looks to move up the field. Gets past the defense, long-range shot, but right at the keeper. Pretty routine save there for Cohen, but a nice strike by Oliveira.
Certainly gets a lot of power behind it. You know, Miguel Tim is tugging him back as he's trying to strike it. There's a lot of power behind it, just doesn't quite get the direction towards either of the corners.
Fans, make sure to tune in to the USL's weekly show on Sirius XM FC Channel 85. Mondays at 8 p.m. Central Time for the latest news and information from around the league. Don't forget, Sirius XM FC will also air the USL Game of the Week. 68 minutes gone here at Swope Soccer Village. 2-1, the home side Swope Park Rangers leading Phoenix Rising FC. Omar Bravo waiting to check into this match. The Mexican soccer legend, former Sporting KC player, going to be coming in here for Sean Wright Phillips. You can see Omar Bravo getting a pretty nice ovation here from the home fans who remember him being a part of the Sporting KC roster, that playoff team in 2011.
He's replaced by number 9, Omar Bravo.
That was one of those years that, even though there wasn't a championship involved, I think will go down as one of the best years in Sporting KC franchise history. It saw the team rebrand from the Wizards to Sporting. New stadium open out in Kansas City, Kansas. And the team, after starting with a long road trip while the stadium was being completed, the team went on an absolute tear at home and stormed into the playoffs. And Omar Bravo was a big part of that. Drogba goes down in the area. The referee says, get up. Didn't want any part of that. She saw that as a dive. See what Drogba says. Not a lot of argument yet. But Bravo just checked into the game, was certainly giving some grief to the official.
Glad to see that one again. It really looked like Musa got on the wrong side there.
Offside flag is up, and you know, take another look here at, is this a dive? Is this a penalty kick, Patrick? We'll take another look here at the replay. See, the ball is rolled in. Musa trying to get to it. It looked like there was a little contact on the feet, but probably pretty embellished there by Drogba.
There is contact, but for a player the size of Drogba, I think you expect there to be a little bit more in it for him to go down like that.
It's funny, we were talking in the first half of the option for Phoenix. They could sub out Drogba and bring on Bravo, and in fact, we have both players still on the field, so I guess that's even the best case scenario, is now you have two legendary goal scorers both on the field as Phoenix searches for the equalizer in this match.
You know, it's really unprecedented, the level of quality that this team has for the USL. And it's fantastic experience for these Swope Park Rangers players. A lot of them on the very young side, sort of still making their ways in the early stages of their career. So to get this experience playing against this quality of opposition is fantastic.
See Selbel coming out for Swope Park Rangers. He had a nice game today, including getting that second goal on the penalty kick. And Mark Anthony Gonzalez coming in, the hero from last week. 2 goals in stoppage time gave Swope Park Rangers a 3-1 home win. And he comes in a, I guess, a less dramatic moment. Swope Park Rangers, at least right now, not in need of a game-winning goal. But if they can just hang on, they'll have won their 10th out of their last 11 games here at Swope Soccer Village.
The one thing Gonzalez gives you is his pace on the break, and his movement is absolutely excellent. You'll see the runs he makes. He always starts on the wing, either the right or the left, but he always ends up on the inside. It's very difficult for outside backs to keep track of him.
All over the defense. But Pasher unable to run onto it before it rolls over the sideline. Good idea there. Mentioned Omar Bravo coming on a few minutes ago. Probably not as well known around the world as Didier Drogba, but 65 appearances for the Mexican national team. And just one of the best players in Mexican club history. And then, of course, the home fans here in Kansas City know him for his time with Sporting KC in 2011 when he came on. Really gave them a big boost in that playoff run the first year of the new stadium.
That was a momentous year for this club. Sort of when Sporting Kansas City went from a nearly team to one of those teams that truly was challenging for titles every single season.
Drogba with a good ball into the far post, but just unable to quite find the feet of his runners there, but a good idea by the legend. He put that ball pretty much right on the corner of the far post, but Jason Johnson unable to run onto it before it rolled over the end line. Drogba still seems to be in, well, maybe he was motioning for a substitution there, but I was going to say we're getting near the 75-minute mark, and he still seems to be going pretty strong.
As we noted in the first half, he wasn't really doing much pressing. He was very evidently conserving his energy for these attacking forays. And it looks like it's paying off for him. He's still clearly got that burst of speed left in him as we tick in towards the latter stages of this game.
Size of Drogba, just still a physical specimen. Look at this. On the edge of the area, goes down. No foul is given. Definite contact there. Then again, a big collision, and the ball stays with the home side.
It's fantastic recovery pace from Owasu. He definitely looks second favorite to win that ball against J.J. Greer.
Take another look at the collision from a moment ago.
Owasu probably gave Greer a good 10-yard head start to win that ball, and Greer ends up having to knock it out of play.
Oliveira here. Leaving it for Pasher on the edge of the area. Pasher sends it back, but no one there. Phoenix, can they create something move in the other direction? Johnson sending it back to Bravo. Over to Drogba. Now switching the point of attack to the near sideline. Pretty good stuff here from the visitors. Drogba to Bravo. Bravo goes down, and referee says no penalty gig. I think that is 100% correct.
I think the Rangers want to see a yellow card shown there. That was pretty theatrical.
Still Phoenix with the ball in a dangerous spot. Lob towards the goal, and Zendejas able to make the easy catch. Let's take another look at that Omar Bravo play. Was it a dive? Looked like he went down pretty easily here. Yeah, that is not a penalty kick, I'll say that. And to your point, could have been looking at a yellow card for diving on that one for Omar Bravo. Duke's touch lets him down, rolls over the sideline.
I think after seeing that again, I think he should have been shown a yellow card. That was pretty abysmal.
Fans, be sure to keep up to date with the USL all season long by visiting the new USLsoccer.com for everything you need to know about the league. So learn all about Phoenix, all about Swope Park Rangers at USLsoccer.com. Phoenix hasn't had much possession in this game, but they have it right now. Drogba goes down. That's going to be a card right away. Not much argument there.
Ladies and gentlemen, the yellow card, Austin Hogan, AGC, Swope Park Rangers, number 32.
Yeah, and from where we're sitting, that looks like the correct call. Duke just finds himself the wrong side.
See another substitution here coming up for Swope Park.
It'll be Louis Bennett coming in. It's just a second appearance for the club. Came on as a sub in the 0-0 draw with San Antonio FC just a couple weeks ago. Some Marquette University products. Spent most of last season in Cyprus.
And coming on for Kevin Oliveira. Tell you what, just from an average fan perspective, I love watching Oliveira, a guy that gets the ball and he's looking to make a play right away as he's subbed off in this match. And we'll see what Bennett has to offer as he comes in the 77th minute. A pretty nice game from Oliveira.
Yeah, very impressive showing from Oliveira today. He's still working his way back towards full fitness. Converts a penalty very confidently, and he's always so threatening when he gets on the ball. Always looking to make things happen.
Speaking of which, here's Drogba. Long-range effort. Sails over the crossbar, but making a run at goal there.
He's been finding his range with these free kicks today. I think this is the third one that he's had. One was saved, one hit the wall, and one flew over.
Thought he was just going to lob that into the area and give some people a chance to get on the receiving end, but look how he struck that. Line drive, sails about 10 feet over the top of goal. Almost took out a fan there in the zoo, unfortunately.
With the unique way that Drogba was able to strike the ball, I think he's always confident, even from a distance of 40 yards or 35 yards, however you want to say it. But he can catch a goalkeeper out with the swerve.
It looked like a 50-50 ball there, but the foul is given. The Phoenix player who went down, Miguel Tim, looked like he was in pain, earned the foul, then hopped right up to take the free kick. As Drogba goes down again, and no foul is given. Now Swope Park looking to attack the other direction. Bennett again gets it, this time keeps possession. Been active here in the first few moments since he got on the field.
And Bennett's a guy, he likes to be on the ball. He's kind of that metronome in the midfield. Likes to get his foot on the ball, keep it moving.
Right, here's Pasher. Can he use that pace to go behind the defense? Instead, he plays it back to Gonzalez. Now Musa with it, moving forward up the field, over to Pasher, who has some space to work with. Swope Park Rangers have been methodical here on this attack, taking their time. Working side to side now playing it back to the middle of the pitch to Djidic. Nice move there. Gonzalez looking to Pasher behind the defense. Pasher plays it across. The save is made, but the flag went up. Boy, that looked like a questionable call from this angle, but how about some credit to Josh Cohen, the goalkeeper, making the point-blank save. Won't show up in the stat sheet because the offside flag went up, but what a nice stop. We'll see if Pasher, if we can tell from this angle.
Ladies and gentlemen, substitution for Phoenix Rising FC in the 80th minute. Leaving the game number 14.
Comes in, Pasher very close.
Certainly not sure about that one, but tell you what, that is a fantastic stop from Josh Cohen.
What a save. One-handed, falling away from the ball.
He's not to know that the flag's up.
He's replaced by number 13, Eder Ariola.
Substitution for Phoenix now as Eder Ariola comes on. About 10 minutes left in this match. Does Phoenix have an equalizer in them?
I think this is sort of the situation we were talking about earlier when it was 1-0. And that at this stage of the game, Phoenix has got to start throwing some numbers forward and going for it. And with the pace the Rangers have on the break, that could open up some opportunities the other way.
Ariola just checked in, goes down, but no call is given. Rangers need to be careful here. Lots of white jerseys around. The ball's turned over. Now can Phoenix capitalize? Nice job there by Bennett. Going to get the ball out of a dangerous spot. Now Anthony Gonzalez with it now for the Rangers. Phoenix again surprised. They're backing off here with the ball kind of pinned down in the opposite end of the field. Oh, good stuff there. I believe that's off of Phoenix. And yes, the ball will stay with the home side. Really nice job battling for possession there by Awasa. They'll chew up another 30 seconds at least as Swope Park Rangers wait to take this throw in.
It almost reminds you a bit of Dom Dwyer for Sporting Kansas City, this sort of never say die attitude. Chases down every single loose ball, even if he's second favorite, and wins his side either possession high up the field or good set piece opportunities. It's impressive from Owasso.
Phoenix has certainly spent a lot of money assembling this roster. And you would have to think it's for moments like this when they need a goal. They do have the firepower to get one. See if they can pull it off here in the dying stages of this match. Cheetich there in the right place to clear the ball out of danger. Drogba running at the keeper, but Zendejas able to get it away. Drogba now calling for it. It's sent into Bravo off his chest. Good defense there by the Rangers. Actually, a foul is given well back up the field. So again, not a great play for Phoenix, as that'll eat up a chunk of time as Swope Park Rangers prepare to take this free kick. Referee Katja Coralina. Maybe going to be, I wouldn't say controversial, but certainly her calls have been a big part of this match here today.
I think she's done a good job, though. I think each of the penalties for the Rangers were the correct call. I think she didn't get sucked into any of the theatrics and embellishment from Drogba or Bravo at the other end. I think she's generally called a pretty fair game today.
I agree. I don't think there's a lot of controversy. I think it's, as you put it, the penalty kicks look to be the correct call. The non-calls look to be the correct call. So I think she's had a good game out there. 84th minute. Corner kick coming. It'll be Omar Bravo, the former Sporting KC striker, to take this. That means Drogba's back in the area as a target. And Phoenix not having much possession. This is going to be one of their best chances, you would think, here in the last 7 or 8 minutes of the match. Before we get the corner kick, we're going to have another substitution for the visitors. Eric Avila comes in. And he'll actually take this corner kick. That puts Bravo as another target in the box. Avila, though, plays it short to the edge of the area. Now Bravo, or I should say Avila, gets it back, sends it in. Lots of bodies there. It's punched out, but still in a dangerous spot again towards the goal, and Zendejas makes a good play. Had a tough time punching out that initial ball in as there was lots of bodies lurking. But a nice job by the goalkeeper to get out of what could have been a very dangerous situation.
That's excellent goalkeeping from Adrian Zendejas. The Rangers sort of fall asleep at the short corner, no one getting out to Eric Avila. He's under a lot of pressure there from some big bodies, and Zendejas does very well to get a punch on it.
All sent in, big collision, and Drogba looks like he did commit a foul. The referee checking it out. See if we maybe have an elbow to the face or something like that. The yellow card is given to the veteran.
Ladies and gentlemen, a yellow card.
As Doyle looked to have been struck in the face, he's holding his mouth, maybe seeing if there's some blood, but looks like he'll be all right. He's up and walking around. Take another look. Drogba not really arguing the call. It's hard to tell from that angle, maybe in the elbow to the face sort of area.
Yeah, it just raises his arm. It's one of those where you're trying to get a bit of leverage when jumping for a header. You're not quite sure where your arms are going, and Drogba unfortunately catches Doyle in the face there.
Oh, a big collision on the other end, and we hope this will be okay here as we saw a head over heels flip by Belmar, and he is down. Training staff coming on immediately. And that was a scary fall there. He was undercut by Jordan Stewart. He's take another look here. You just hope he didn't land on his head, because he was completely airborne here on the far sideline.
I think that's a bit naughty from Jordan Stewart. I think he sees Belmar jumping. He knows exactly what he's doing. Jordan Stewart's a very experienced defender, many years in MLS. I think he knows exactly what he's doing there, undercutting Belmar.
Belmar is up. Okay. Yeah, that's a good thing, because it looked like he did land on his head and neck area there. Pretty dangerous when you see a guy go head over heels like that, but Belmar looks to be okay. And it gives the Rangers a pretty dangerous spot for a free kick here with just about 3 or 4 minutes left in this match. Shouldn't be a ton of stoppage time in this one. See if the Rangers content here just to keep possession, or if they'll put it into a dangerous spot, as Bennett stands over this one, and he will just play it back. Now sent forward looking for Mark Anthony Gonzalez, but 2 defenders there, and it's controlled easily by Cohen. Another elbow to the face, it looked like, but Drogba keeps the ball and keeps it moving forward. Now sent towards Bravo, who goes down. Referee looking at the spot, and she points to it. Oh, we'll have to see this replay. Looked to me like that might have been another dive by Omar Bravo, but let's wait to see what it looks like as we take a second look. What a huge call here in the 89th minute. We'll take a look, but Bravo certainly looked like he went down easily. A little bit of contact there, but Bravo just let himself get taken out, and even with the contact, there wasn't much there.
To be honest, Dave, it even looks like he's offside there. He's well behind the back line. Feels a little bit of a nudge from Jidic and sends himself flying. Jidic will be disappointed after having seen Bravo try to pull similar antics earlier in the game too.
So what do you think of the call? You disagree with it?
I'd say so.
Yeah. Well, we'll find out. It's going to be a huge moment in the match as Drogba steps up, trying to equalize here in the dying moments. Drogba takes it, and Zendejas guessed right, but unable to get there. Drogba ties it up, 2-2 here with just moments left in the match.
Goal scored by number 11, Didier Drogba, in the 90th minute.
Said Zendejas did guess right, but Drogba really gave him no chance. Struck it perfect right in the corner of the net.
That's what you expect from a guy like Drogba. He's not going to make a mistake at this stage in a game to pull the side level. Zendejas guesses right, but yeah, no chance on that one.
3 penalty kicks called today. I'd say that one probably the most controversial of the 3. There was some contact there, but Omar Bravo, we saw a clear dive moments ago trying to earn a penalty kick, and it looked like that was first and foremost in his mind again on this one. A little bit of contact, but I'd say probably not deserving of a penalty kick. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. The call was made. Drogba buried it. And now we'll see if either of these sides can get an equalizer here in stoppage time. Looks like there'll be a minimum of 3 minutes of stoppage time on the end of this. Anthony Gonzalez lets it go, and a good choice to Duke. Duke sending it across with the goalie off his line to scoop it up. Pretty nice idea by Mark Anthony Gonzalez, just letting that roll through to his teammate Christian Duke.
It's a great little dummy. Sees Duke running through. Knows he's going to be in a better position.
Pretty good stuff there as Duke sent it across, but no one on the receiving end, and Cohen quick off his line to scoop it up.
Yeah, Belmar's quick. He's not quite that quick. Was always the goalkeeper's favorite.
Home fans probably sensed they had this game wrapped up, and now they need a miracle goal here in the last 2 minutes of stoppage time. Ball given away. Now Phoenix maybe sensing an opportunity for themselves. Bad pass there, though. Bennett with it now for the Rangers. The speed of Belmar. Good defense, though, there by Phoenix. Ball just lobbed up the field. Drogba doesn't look like he has much left to chase that down at this point in the game.
Phoenix certainly looks satisfied to take a point out of this one. They're not going to throw too many numbers forward in the rest of this game.
Well, I'm sure when we take a look at the final stats, it's going to look like a completely dominating performance by Swope Park, but it looks like they're just going to be splitting the points here today unless we have a moment of magic here in the dying moment. Only about a minute or so left in this one. Say the fans definitely got their money's worth, though, as Drogba gets a couple goals. Swope Park Rangers get a couple penalties of their own by Oliveira and Selbel. And the home side did play a good game, but it looks like they're going to probably fall short tonight, barring some moment of magic here in the last minute. I think Gonzalez, nice job there shielding the ball out of bounds. Now Swope Park Rangers need to work quickly if they're going to get another chance. Pasher to Duke. Kept in by Musa, but Bravo there to win back possession. Of course, goes down easily as he's done a few times today. Ball goes back to Phoenix. That may be the last real chance there for Swope Park.
Bravo using all his experience, not for the first time today. Takes a little bit of contact. Knows he's going to win a free kick if he takes a tumble, and that's exactly what he does.
Maybe the last action of the match. Cohen sends it forward. Anthony Gonzalez down, grabbing his leg. Referee checking her watch. And there it is, the final whistle. Exciting game. Swope Park Rangers, Phoenix Rising FC. Finish at a 2-2 draw, but it's one of those games where the home fans leaving disappointed, and I think the Rangers players, even though they get a point, they probably feel a bit like a loss the way this game played out.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the Rangers will leave this one with a bad taste in their mouths. Deservedly 2-1 up heading into the closing stages, and then say a questionable call at best. Gives Phoenix a route back into the game as Drogba buries a penalty kick after that man, Omar Bravo. Went down a little bit softly under the challenge from Jidic in the penalty area, but it's another terrific performance from the Swope Park Rangers. To stand up against a team with the amount of quality that Phoenix Rising has, and to dominate almost every facet of the game aside from the scoreline, I think is a very positive thing, and I think Nikola Popovic and his coaching staff will be delighted with the way they acquitted themselves today.
Well, certainly an exciting game, and like I said, I think the fans got their money's worth. Drogba gets 2 goals, including the equalizer in the 89th minute, and it's a 2-2 draw today here on Father's Day at Swope Soccer Village. All right, we'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll take a look at the highlights and the final stats. Drogba with the late goal gets the equalizer.